先我们敬礼传承祖师。
First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus,
了明和尚，敬礼
to the Venerable
萨
Mang
迦
Liao
真
Ming,
空上师，
to Master Sakya Zhengkong,
敬礼16大宝法王卡玛巴，
to His Eminence the 16th Dharma King Karmapa,
图登达吉
and
上师，
Master Tupten Tarji.
敬礼坛城三宝，
Homage to the three jewels of the
向
altar,
护摩祖尊，十轮金刚佛，
and to
敬
the main deity of Homa, the Kalachakra Buddha, we pay homage.
师母，各位上师、教授师、
Simu,
法师、
all Dharma masters,
讲师、
Dharma educators, Dharma
助教、
teachers, Dharma lecturers,
堂
Dharma
主、
assistants,
各位同
temple
门，
directors,
还有网络上的同门，
all
还有
disciples
今天
present here and over the webcast,
特别来的贵宾，
and our special guests today,
前外交部驻
the
美
former
国西雅
director,
图办事处
ambassador
处长
for
及
Taiwan
驻
Economic and
休斯
Cultural
顿
Office in
办事
Houston,
处处长廖东洲大使及夫人Judy 师姐
Director General Liao and Mrs. Liao, Dharma Sister Judy.
那么 ，Thank you for coming 。Long time no see 以前我们在西雅图雷藏寺的时候，廖大使常常到我们雷藏寺来。
When we were in
来的话
Seattle,
当然是有几个
Director
原
Liao
因
often came
这个第一个
to
原
visit
因
us. Of
他很
course, he
喜欢
has
吃榴莲。
several reasons. The first reason is he
因
loved
为我们
to
雷
eat
藏
durian
寺大饭店这
at
个
the
都有准备
great
榴莲
dining hall of our
他
temple.
很喜欢，
We always
所以他常常来
prepare durian, and he loves it. That's why he often came to visit us.
另外还有Judy师
And the
姐，
second reason,
Judy师姐
Dharma
是
Sister
很
Judy,
早很早，她是皈依的弟子。
and
廖
she
大
was
使这个
a disciple for a very long time.
师母的这
And
个
then through the
做买郎
introduction
结
or
果他们结为连
matchmaking
理
of Simu,
非常的好，
they
他们
got
一直到现
together
在都非常的敬爱。
and they love each other very much until now.
这也是一个缘呐，因为
This is
尤其是
also
写在
an
西雅图雷
affinity
藏寺廖
because
廖
Dharma
大使
Sister
常常
Judy
来
was in Seattle,
跟
Taiwan,
夫人
Seattle
有缘
Temple,
就是跟我们生活中
and
雷藏寺都有
then
缘。
the Director General Liao often came, so he had good affinity with her and
这
with
是
us and with
第
True
一个
Buddha School.
原因，那还有第二个原因，那么第
And
三个原因呢？
That was the first and second reason, and now for the third reason, he read Grandmaster's
常常来
books
这个来听法
and often came to listen to the Dharma teaching,
这个出不了 school
and he
是
felt that
very nice, perfect 完美的，是非常的圆满，那么非常的好的
that
一个
True
宗派。
Buddha School
他
is
一
a
直是这
very
样子支
perfect
持我们。
and a very good school.
就算他调到休斯顿，一样的，休斯顿我们有这个密语
And all the
雷藏寺，
same, when he moved
调
to
回台
Houston,
湾
we also had a chapter there.
也是
And
一
now
样，
he moved
因为
back
我
to
们这里
Taiwan.
还是有雷藏寺。
And all the same, we still have Lei Tsang temples here too.
他读的书我所出版的书，他全部通通看完。
And he has read all the books,
全部
all of my
完
books,
全部的看完，
all of them completely.
然后他就是认为这个
And he regarded that what's written in the books contain a lot of Buddhist studies, and he practiced the great Brahma Dharma practice, and he often recited the Brahma's mantras, and in the future he would be very honored. And he also said that he's always a special guest to Buddhist school, forever. Forever. So thank you, Director General Liao and my Sister Judy. And the Chief Secretary of Taiwan Government, Mr. Cheng, and from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu and Mrs. Zhu. And his physics researcher, a scientist, and he is a scientist of our Academia Sinica, and at the same time is also a scientist of the world science. Science organization. So whenever he's in Taiwan, he always attends the ceremonies every Saturday. So Professor Zhu and his wife, Ms. Chen Wenwen, and from Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Hospital, Director of the Plastic Surgery Department, Dr. Cheng. And he had taken refuge in me when I was still in Taiwan before moving to the States. And Fo Qing was still very young, and we lived in the community, Fo Qing community. And I was very busy, and Simu was very busy. So he helped carrying Fo Qing, who was still a baby. He was still in school then, but now he's the director of the plastic surgery department, Dr. Cheng Sen-long. And from National Taiwan Science and Technology University, MBA Professor Lin, and also Dr. Lin Meng-yen. And he had written books on business management, and his books were the mandatory books for the MBA classes in Taiwan. He was one of the foremost character in this area, in this field. And from National Cheng Kung University, Professor of the Electrical Engineering, Wang, Professor Dr. Wang. And we know that you have to have good grades to be able to enter into the electrical engineering department, especially for Taiwan National University. And now he is a professor in that, so that must be incredible. And then from National Yilan University, from the environmental engineering, Professor Chiu. So this environmental engineering should be related to the environmentalists. And for True Buddha School, we love the green, so we don't eat them. That's why we eat the yellow ones. One time I was on an elevator with a few disciples, So where are you going? Well, we are going to the 11th floor.
11楼什么名字
What was the name?
？Top City
Of Top City.
哦，享食天堂。一讲出来要到那里去的
It's
时
a
候，
buffet restaurant at the Top City Mall.
旁边有几位太太就讲。
And then we are going there, and then there was a couple of ladies in the elevator, and then they said, "Oh, this restaurant serve meat." And then I replied, "Oh, we only the vegetables we don't
为
eat."
什么呢？他们就很奇怪。
And they're very
我的答案
curious.
是绿色的我们不吃，因为响应环保。
So I said, because we don't eat greens, because we want to
你把绿
protect
色的
them.
吃完了，
Because
那
if
黄色
you
怎么
eat
办呢？
them up,
这就是破坏这个环保，
we're
破坏环保。
destroying the
所以我们保留绿色。
environment. So we protect the greens, maintain the greens, and we eat the yellow ones. So this is
屏东大人科技大学兼任助理教授，
it's a joke
叶
in a
淑
way.
文教育博士。
And from Pingtung, the Dharma Science and Technology University, Assistant Professor Ye.
他是瑶池金母的化身。
She's an emanation of Golden Mother, so she has great power to
国立
entice
清华大
beings.
学李义伦博士及夫人。
And from National Tsinghua University, the Dr. Lee and Mrs. Lee, professor, PhD.
很好的大学。
And Tsinghua University is a good university.
跟博士
So a professor and a PhD there should be very well educated.
民进党大台南市党部主
And
委
from the
蔡
DPP
万田议员
party, Tainan City, the chief director, Chai Wangquan,
他是很
also council
优秀
person.
的议员。
He's also
对
a
步高
good
升
council person,
国民党
councilman.
高雄市党部副主委
And from
许慧
KMT party,
小
Kaohsiung
姐
City, the vice chief director, Miss Xu
那3天
会
以后呢，他就变成喜会议高雄市喜会议议员。
In 3 days, he would become a council
3天以
person
后
of the
他
Kaohsiung
宣誓
City.
就职。3天以后，他宣誓就职。
So in 3
他本
days,
来是
she would be
没有议员的。那么他来到这里求瑶池金母，那么师尊给他加持，他就变成从落选变成当选。
she was not elected before, and then she came here and she asked Grandmaster for help, and also by the blessings of Golden Mother, now she's elected a council person. It's very interesting. She was not qualified before, not elected, but after coming here for a few times, now she's elected. And the representative to the legislator, Thai, Miss Chen Mei-hui, she's also very incredible. She's the president from the Cotton Silk Charitable Organization. She's the founder of that charitable organization. And from the Bankers Association, the chief secretary, the young, it's the pronunciation of this.
对，因为它的注音嘛，因为大家可能会把它念成杨丹，其实是南。台湾雷藏寺所属三角里三角社区发展。
And from the neighborhood of Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple, the chief director of the Community Development Association, Mr. Shi, and he had helped Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple tremendously. And also from the same Community Development Association, the director Lin, and they have helped Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple tremendously. So Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple are in good terms with all the neighbors, and we rely on their help. And the senior in His Holiness Alumni College, who's also the former Vice President of the Overseas Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Philadelphia, United States, Mr. Tsang.
My university same classmate 朱金水先生及夫人陈哲霞女士，这是我的同班同学啊，同班同学。
They are on the same class as I was.
天畅国际艺术有限公司总经理
And Tian Chang International Art Company, the general manager Lin and Mrs. Lin.
中天电视台前名
From CTI TV,
校花制作人
the producers for the 全民大校花 program, Mr. Xiong.
谢谢你。
Thank you.
香港企业出企业家雷锋义先
And a
生及夫
businessman
人
from Hong
陈
Kong,
美婷女士。
Mr. Lei and Mrs. Lei.
香港泰拳名师
And a Thai boxer master from Hong
欧
Kong,
炳彪先生。
Mr.
欧
O.
炳彪他很厉害的，他那个泰拳就是泰国拳，
Oh,
这个
he's
是动手要动脚。
quite incredible. In Thai boxing, you use both your legs and your
一
arms.
般的拳是很少动到脚，泰拳
Most boxings don't use their legs, but in Thai boxing you do.
中国山东冯来
From
深奥
Shandong,
生
China,
物科技
the Feng Lai Sen Ao Biotechnology Research
邱
Company,
应庆先生，
the President Xiu,
欢迎你。
welcome.
英国巨龙
And from
集团
England,
公
the
司董事长
Royal Dragon Group,
现代电子
the
香
president
烟发明人
of the Royal Dragon Group, and also the inventor of the electrical cigarette, Dr. Xiu.
哇，现在也有电子香烟，
You have electrical
应该有时
cigarette
候我
now?
们抽抽看到底是不
Maybe
是
we should try and see how it feels, what it tastes like.
中天电视台给你点上
And
心
from
灯制作
CTI
人徐雅
TV,
琪
the
师姐，
producers for the Illuminating Your Heart, Miss Rebecca Su.
六祖坛经密宗道次第广论制作人莲
And
叶
the
上师，
producers for
主持
the
人
Platform
慧心师姐
Sutra and Development Status Sutantrayana, Master Lian Yue, and the host, Dharma
Ah.
Sister Pei Jun.
My sister 卢胜梅女士。我看呢、今天的贵宾，当然也有很多的贵宾。今天我们看到很多的贵宾，
We
他
see,
没有
I see many special guests here today,
报名，
and
没
they
有
don't
报名
register
所以没有列在
themselves,
里面。
so they're not listed here in this list. Actually, we still have many more guests of honors.
另外还有一个这个启仲师兄跟他的
Also,
妈妈
Dharma brother Qi Zong and his mother.
另外还有这个小上海，那么我们有一个老上海，一个小上海。
And Little
太奶
Shanghai
了
is a
我看到
nickname.
他，哎呦，
We have the old Shanghai and the
情有
little
感怎么办
Shanghai. When I saw her, I thought, oh no, what
师
if
尊是无所谓，
she has
师尊
the
无所谓，师尊得到什么病，那就是师尊的
the
运，
bird's flu?
对不对
But I'm okay. I
这个
don't
人
care.
本身走
because
到
if I
哪就到
catch
哪
catch the flu,
运气
then
怎
it
么样
must be
无
my
所谓，
fate.
不要紧。
So it doesn't matter wherever we are, wherever we go.
早一点这个 gain over 也是很好的。
It's also good to become over sooner rather than
并不是
later.
坏事，所以我对于
So
禽
it's
流
not
感
necessarily a bad thing. So I am not scared
对
of
于
the
这
bird's flu.
个这个北韩的事情，我也没有
And
恐惧，
also for the
我一点也不
incident
恐惧，
in North
因
Korea,
为
I'm
生
not
死
scared
有
at
命，
all. Because
富贵
whether
在
you
天。
live or die, it's that
虽然我不是
predestined.
宿命论的人，
And whether you're rich or poor, it's all in your destiny. Because in my life, I have tried my best. I have shown my glory, my radiance. And then the rest, it's up to my faith or destiny or whatever. So as a Buddhist, we have no fear whatsoever. You have no fear for anything. Because everything depends on your karma, and the karma that's been eradicated. It's together. It is also related to Kala Chakra. They are all interlinked, interconnected, and we should not be fearful of them, because we have put in our best. We have done that, been that. We have shown our radiance, and that's fine. Actually, the suffering of aging is really bad. We don't know of the suffering of birth, but we know the suffering of sickness, and the suffering of aging is also quite bad, and the suffering of death. So if you stay in bed being sick, that's also full of suffering. That's the suffering prior to death. But the truth, at the time of real death, that's no suffering. When you die, you should at least be able to go to the heavenly realms or to the pure lands, or even better, to attain Buddhahood. Those are all good things. So death has no suffering, but suffering prior to death exists. But the sufferings when you suffer from all kinds of sicknesses as you age, that's suffering. That's miserable. So after saying so much, I haven't sent my wishes. Good afternoon. How do you do? Good afternoon. How do you do? Thank you for your coming.
Thank you for coming. 发表一个人事，不是命令，发表一个人事。
So let me make a
我
statement
们你看，只有这个
on
常人上师那里出来
interpersonal
常智上师那里出了很多的上师出来。
relations. At the Changzi, Master Changzi's department, there are many masters.
给仪的仪，
One
莲
is
仪法师，就是隐
Reverend
师
Lien
组
Yi,
前面的第一位。
which is the first one in the welcoming team.
一个拟字，一个给仪的仪，是吗？是莲仪法师，莲仪法师。
Reverend Lien Yi,
是一个女的这个比丘尼。
nun.
这一次隐师组，她排在最前面的。
She's at the front of the welcoming team. She would be empowered as Acharya, Hevajra Acharya, a master, Dharma master.
再讲第二位，再讲第二
And
位。
second,
我们称为西雅图小博士，小博士，个子小小的。
the small doctor from Seattle
莲义法师。
is Reverend Lien Yi. Yi, like
那我
education.
们要给她灌顶。
We will also empower her as a Hevajra Acharya.
第三位也是比丘尼，
And third, also a nun,
是新加坡的莲佑，莲佑
is
法
Reverend
师。
Lien Yu from
莲佑
Singapore.
法师。他在吗？
Is she here?
没有来。
She's not here?
新加坡的莲佑法师，因为新加坡毕竟上师太少。
Definitely and you from Singapore, because we have too few masters in Singapore.
第4位是男的比丘，
And fourth is a monk.
就是排在我们这里经常拿贡品的一个法师。
It's one of the reference who are often here taking offerings.
圆圆的，
He's not very tall
是
and
莲安法师。
he's wearing eyeglasses, and his name is Reverend Lian An.
莲安法师，我们将给他灌点阿谢的啊，有这4位，先有这是4
So
位。
now we have these 4
以下的大家慢慢排
masters,
班，
and the rest should wait in line.
因为我们需要很多的上师阿谢的。
Because we need
因为我
more
们的道场很多，
masters, and we have so
道场
many
越来越多，
chapters,
雷藏寺越来越
more and
多，
more chapters,
分堂越来
and
越
Lei Tsang
多，必
temples,
须要再这样。
and we need more masters.
你只要
And I often say, I have said that
观察你
I would observe you.
小缺点，师尊是不记。
I will not remember
人都
your
是有缺点，
minor
没有人
shortcomings,
没有缺点。
because every human
但是
being
你
would
没有
have
大的缺点，
shortcomings. But if you don't have
而
a
且你很
severe
诚
shortcomings,
恳，很努
and
力
you're
在修持
earnest,
真佛密
and
法，
you're
你
very
了解所有的仪轨，知道所有
serious
的
in
戒律，
your spiritual cultivation, practicing true Buddha Tantric
忠
Dharma,
厚，
and you know of the
忠
precepts,
厚
and you have
就可以
integrity,
成为这个阿塞雷。
then you can be
那跟
considered
我本身来讲是
Acharya.
没有什么关系的。
These are
不
not
是说
related to
你
me.
讨好师尊，
It's not because
师尊就给
you
你阿塞雷灌。
befriend
没有这回事。
Grandmaster or
这个
kiss.
莲玉，
That's not the case.
莲鱼啊，
Nian Yu
莲鱼，莲意
and Lian Yu,
啊，这个莲安，
Lian An,
还有莲佑，
Lian Yu.
我都不是很熟的，
I'm not very familiar with them,
但是有人推荐，
but
有的是
someone
活菩萨推
recommended
荐，
recommended
有时
them
候
to
是
me.
长智推荐，
Sometimes
我叫
are
你
the
们推
Buddhas
荐，
and Bodhisattvas,
所有的
some
上师
Master
都讲
Changzi,
都没有。
and I ask all of you
那
to
长治那
recommend,
边他出了几
but
个很优
no
秀的
one
人，他认为优秀的
submitted
他就
anybody.
给。
But Master Changzi
只要
recommended,
长治认可的，
and those that
师尊都
are
通通认可。
approved by Master Changzi
长
would
治
be
是
approved by
my father
Grandmaster,
啊，my father，
because Changzi is my brother.
我不一定很熟悉你们，
I may not be familiar,
但是我要
with
看一
you
下相，
but I want to see how you look,
这个相不错，
and you look fine.
这是其实得跟不得
Actually,
很难讲，
it is hard to say whether you
你必须
gain
要
or not.
自己本身去修正，才是真正的得。
You need to correct
得了
yourself.
以后，你就知
That
道
would be the true
原来
gain.
得就是不
And
得
then after you gain, you would know that actually gaining
六
is
祖的
no
禅经里面
gaining.
呢，他六祖慧能
That
在说
in the
法，
Platform Sutra of
有一个
the
人
sixth
去到六
patriarch,
祖那里
Hui
去学
Neng,
习佛法，
someone went
学了
there
以
to
后他
Hui
回
Neng
来，
and studied
他的这
Buddhism.
个道友
And
就
after
问他，
studying,
你到六
he
祖
came
那里
back,
慧能那里，你
and
到底学了什
his compatriot
么？得
asked
了什
him,
么？
"You went to
这
the
个
sixth
禅师就
patriarch
讲，
Hui Neng. What
我
have you
什么都
learned?"
没有得到。
And the Zen master said, "I
他说：“那
didn't
你去
gain
干什么呢？
anything.
你何
Then
必
why
去
did you
呢？
go?
你既然什
Why
么都
did
没有
you
得到，你何必去
even need to
六祖
go
慧能那里？
if you didn't gain anything?"
回答是
And
这
then
样
he answered, "This is
如
his
果不
answer.
去那里，
Because if
我
I
不知
did
道
not go there, I would
我
not have
原
known
来是无所得
that I have nothing to gain."
啊！这个就是禅，
This is called Zen.
无所得就是禅。你看《心
Nothing to
经》好，
gain
《心经》
is Zen. Just
以
look at the
无
Heart
所得
Sutra.
故，菩
Because
提
there
萨
is nothing to gain.
整
That's
个
why
心
it is
整个
Bodhisattva.
心经里面
In
就
the
谈到
Heart
这个无所
Sutra,
得。
all of it is talking about
这一句
the
话最厉害，
ungainability,
佛陀
ungainability,
的第
nothing to
一
gain.
地在这里面。
This is the incredible part of the sutra, and this is the ultimate truth of the Buddha. Because once you comprehend the ultimate truth, then you would truly know that it really is nothing good to gain. There really is nothing to gain. Now it's already 5 o'clock. We haven't even started talking about Kala Chakra. Okay, now let's speed up.
今天的灌顶船有3组，师尊手上有3条5色的线。大家走过灌顶
for the empowerments, there are
就
actually
得到了3次十人
3. There would be 3 the 5 color robes on Grandmaster's hands. So by passing through the empowerment banners once today, it's the same as if you have been empowered 3 times. So there's no need for you to go through it 3 times. And the complete Kala Chakra empowerments include the Kala Chakra basic empowerment, and then the Kala Chakra Purva, the Kala Chakra 9 stages of meditation practice, the Kala Chakra basic meaning, the Kala Chakra shield, and the Kala Chakra sun and moon disc, and the Kala Chakra Vajra chain. When I transmitted the Kala Chakra Vajra chain uncommon practice, there was a disciple who took a picture, and in that picture, Kala Chakra showed himself, and his face is right facing my face. It's a dark blue color of Kala Chakra's face. And also, when I do the Kala Chakra Vajra vein, someone took a picture, and there was the pictures of the Vajra chain, the vertical lights. Very beautiful, very beautiful. That was Vajra chain, or Vajra spota. So the basic meaning of Kala Chakra, let me repeat that. It's through the body, our physical body, to gradually eliminate the physical body until you only have the pure white Buddha nature remain. So that's the basic meaning of Kala Chakra, is for you to see the Tao, the true Tao, for you to become the Tao, and to become the Buddha. And to become the consciousness of the no contamination. I just pronounced it wrongly intentionally, so that to see if you have any response. Otherwise, you may fall asleep. So the pure, uncontaminated consciousness, that's Buddha nature. For you to comprehend the Buddha nature and attain Buddhahood directly. So that's the Kala Chakra Dharma practice. The basic meaning, to eradicate all the karma completely, because his legs are stepping on the Mahaswara and the consort of Mahaswara, so that the red face represents desire, and the yellow face represents meditation, and the white face represents the purification of karma, and the blue face is to subjugate the 4 maras. So he has 4 faces. So look at this purba. This is not Kalachakra purba. Who put it here? This has 3 faces. This is a single prong, 3-face scepter. This is not Kalachakra purba. This is Vajrakilaya purba. There's 4 faces. Blue, white. 这个也不是。This also has 3 faces.
是4个脸还是3个脸啊？4个吧。
4 faces, right?
一个就是黄色的。
One yellow. This one is also not Kalachakra.
这只就是了。
This
白色
one,
的脸，少了白色的
white
脸就不行。
face. You cannot miss any one of them.
蓝色的，其实
Blue
它有
face,
5个
red
脸。
face, and yellow face.
我们
Actually,
现在
5
所做的
faces.
就只有4个脸。
But
4
what
个
we
脸就
have
代表
are 4
因为
faces.
上面做的是它是它的本地，
Because
它的本地就是金刚萨埵。
the ground, the
它
basic
的本地
ground
就是
is
上面最
Vajrasattva.
上面的这个脸是金刚萨埵。
And the
底下
face
有
on
蓝
top
色，
is of
红
Vajrasattva.
色，
And then below, blue face,
白
red
色，
face, white face.
还有一个灰色的，哪有灰色的？
And how come it's gray?
总是有4个脸就对了啦。
4 faces.
不知道，它一定要有4个脸的。你看十轮金刚的出就是有4个脸的。
So
这个才是
Kalachakra
正确的。
Purba would have 4 faces.
其中一个黄色的脸就禅定的，白色的就是
And
习
the
禅
yellow face means
黄色，
meditation,
红
white
色
face
的
for purification, the
红
red
色的脸
face
就是代表能够消除所有
represents
的欲望。
the eradication of all desires.
那你修十轮金刚法，有
So
金
when you
刚
do
的
Kalachakra
这个十
Dharma
轮金刚
practice,
手印，
you have the
那么
mudra
有它的像，
and his
上
look,
面是蓝色的，一只
his
脚是
upper
红色的，
body
一
is
只脚是
blue,
白色的。
one leg's red,
红
one
色
leg's
的代
white,
表红菩提，
and
白色的
the
代表
right
白菩
one
提，
represents the
蓝
red
色的代表着
body,
气，
light drop, the
代
white
表
one
气。
represents the white
这
light
身
drop,
上它有3个颜色，
and then the blue
啊
represents the
师
qi.
尊穿的最主
So
要的颜
those
色
all
就
the
是
color.
蓝色。
And the
蓝色
primary
十轮金刚
colors
的正面
of the
是
clothes
蓝
that
色，
Grandmaster wear
因为
is
金刚都
blue,
是蓝色，
primarily blue, because
那么
Herukas
有
are
它的
typically
像，
blue, and his face is
有它的
blue,
手印，有它的
the
咒语。
frontal face.
Om Ha Kama
Mantra.
Walaya Swaha， 这一尊在藏密里面
So
是
with
所有4大教派
mudra, mantra, and
共
look
同
at
推
this
崇
Kalachakra
十轮金刚
in
法。
Tibet are the deity that's
那么我讲
revered
十轮
in
金
the
刚法
4
跟一
sects
般的
of
藏密讲
Tibetan Tantrayana.
有出入，为什么有出入呢？
But the
因为他们
Kalachakra
一次
that I
把它讲完，
transmitted is
师尊就
slightly
分成
different
多次，
from
一个地
from
方一
their
个地方一直
teachings
讲一直讲，
because
像
they
实相
teach it at
实
one
相自在，
time, but
我就讲那个
Grandmaster
实相自在。
teach it at many different
然后也
places.
讲本意法，就实相自在。
And talking
金刚
about
念，因为
the
你到达了金刚念，
self-mastery of
就
the
变成了
true
金刚念，
face or true
你
form.
就可以看到
And
佛
Vajra
的
chain,
半身，
after
看
then
到佛
Vajra
的
chain
全
would
身，
become Vajra
看到宫殿，
screen. Then you
那
would
个
be
时
able
候
the Buddha,
你
the half
跟
body,
十
the
轮
full
金刚相
body,
应，
and the
你
palace.
就直接到十
And
轮金
once
刚
you
的宫
gain
殿，
spiritual response with Kalachakra,
就
you
到了
would
十
go
轮
to
金刚
Kalachakra's
香巴拉
palace
国土。
directly, and you
是
can
一
go
样
to
的。
the Shambhala Pure
所以
Land.
我虽然分开讲，一
That's the
个
same.
观点分开来讲。
So Grandmaster divide
那
them
么到
into
了
different
英国 真度理
different
上师
pieces.
将会讲十轮金刚的戒律，
That's actually the same.
颠倒讲。
And
应该戒
in
律
the
要
in
先讲，
June, in
以
late
后再
June,
讲。
Grandmaster would go to England
但是
to
我
talk
先
about Kalachakra
把这些
precepts.
讲完，以后再讲戒律。
So
到了
I
这个
transmitted all these
我会
other
讲
Dharma practices
到了
first before talking about the
举行十
precepts.
轮金刚大法会，
So in London, we will hold a Kalachakra Grand Ceremony, and the Master will talk about the Kalachakra precepts.
今天的很多人报名这个主起。
There are many people who became the primary sponsors today for Kalachakra.
那么把这个幽冥众生接引到清净的佛国。
So Kalachakra descended and guide all the Bhadra spirits to the Pure Land. For those,
相应了以后，你身体就会长寿。
Once you gain spiritual response with Kalachakra, you would extend your lifespan and you would also be healthier. He can eradicate the karmic sicknesses. Because Kalachakra can eradicate all karma. Whether it's good karma or bad karma or any karma would be all gone. Then when they are all gone, you will not be reincarnated in the 6 rebirth realms. Because you have no more karma, you go directly to the Buddhahood. And you become a Buddha, you become Kalachakra Buddha. So those who registered themselves or those who participated here would gain great benefits. Now let me talk about Hevajra, chapter 40th, about the phenomena of sensations, that when the light drops are descending, warmth will be generated. Our body is full with light drops and hormones is light drops. So when the light drops are not produced anymore, the hormones are not produced, then you are aging. If you have lots of hormones, then you would be young and healthy. If you're losing or lacking the hormones, then you're entering into menopause. For men, they're lacking the white light drops, and for the women, the red light drops. Then they would be entering into menopause. So it's the same for men. And if you don't have any more sleep hormone, then you would lose sleep. Or if you don't have any more stomach enzyme, then you would have stomach ulcers. If your joints are lacking the fluid, the moistening liquid, then they'll be gone. So as you age, your legs are the one that go bad first. These are all light drops. So light drops are not just one kind. There are many different kinds of light drops. But the light drops here, this is the light drops of the upper dantian of the body chakra area. When the light drops descend, then you would feel warmth all over your body, tingling and comfortable. How do you explain this? Because your tumor or inner fire ascends and there's warmth. And then it would ascend and then melt the body chakra, and then the light drop strips, and then the fire and the light drops merge at the heart chakra and it would open it. And the red body, at a certain age you would stop menstruation, then you will not be able to bear children anymore. That's aging. And for men, when they don't have any more white light drops at the lower dantian, they also will not be able to bear children. I have a joke here to share with you. someone called Amin who especially likes his teacher called An An. And one day, he summoned his courage and told his teacher, teacher, Aishiteru. That's in Japanese. Aishiteru. I love you. What? Are you sleeping or are you praying? Aishiteru. What is Aishiteru? You're just nodding your head.
惨了，我不是同性恋，我是讲我爱你呀。
I'm not homosexual. Aishiteru means I love you in Japanese.
他很害臊的，这尼翁先生
He's shy.
尼翁先生is strong.
Nihon Sensei, how could he be so shy? He should be very strong. Professor Ye, Aishiteru.
我爱你呢，对了。
I love you.
Aishiteru。你们可以喊Aishiteru，就是我爱你。
So you can also exclaim, shout Aishiteru, I love you.
就跟老师讲。
So this kid told his teacher, I love you. So the teacher An An, because he's still young, right?
可是我不喜欢我不爱小孩子，不是爱，可是我不喜欢小孩。
But I don't like kids.
但是我不喜欢小孩。
You love me, but I don't like kids.
对安安老师讲。
So Amin immediately
不会有小孩。
told the teacher, but I'll be careful. I will not give birth to children. So although he's still young, but he's premature. I mean, he matured early. So when you have no more light drops, you will not be able to give children. And for women, when he has no more light drops, when they have no more light drops, they will not give birth to children. So when light drops are moving inside the central channel, great bliss will be generated. That's right. Like before, Gao Minglu from San Francisco had this experience. He saw it, and then he lifted, he read my book, and then he lifted, he saw a white drop entering into his central channel. It was straight at first, and then it became trembling all the time. And then when it trembled once, you would experience the bliss 1 second and all day long. And he experienced the bliss all day long. That was Gao Minglu of San Francisco. They are relatives of Master Lian Miao. Master Lian Deng called Gao Mingso. Master Lian Miao called Ke Su Ling. They're all very familiar. So Gao Minglu or Lian Hua Minglu had this experience. And that's right. When light drops are moving inside, it would be trembling. When the central channel is trembling, then you would be blissful. If it trembles for the whole day, then you would be blissful for the whole day. But for most people, they just tremble for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. For men, it's like throwing. It's like the ninja throwing the darts or plates. For women, they could come more times.
4 times, 5 times, 6 times. 一般平均是 6 times 就不错了。
on average 6 times. There's some who's experiencing 40 times, 60 times.
60 times, 他的快乐就更久。如果
Then
能
the
够
bliss would be
他的
lengthened.
中脉能够一直在争斗，
But if
动一下动
the
两下，一直动一
central
整天，
channel can
那就是大乐。
tremble all the time, all
密教所
day,
讲的大乐，
that would be
明点
called
在
great
脉
bliss.
中移动，就会产生大乐。它一直在抖，
So in Tantrayana, it's called the
就是
great
就
bliss
是这个。
when light drops are moving inside
明
the
点
central
坚
channel.
固而住持的时
That's
候，会
the
生功德。
great bliss.
大家以
When
为
light drops are
功
robust
德
and
就是要布施，拿钱出去
staying,
就会布
merits
施
will be
拿钱出去
generated.
就是布施。
You think that you need to
对了。
make donation of money to be called
不对
charity,
了，
but that's not
你的
right
心一清净，
to generate
就是功
merits.
德。
But when your mind is
你
pure,
心
that's
中有大
merit.
欲望，
if you
就是
have
功
big
德。
desire in your heart, that
你
there
只
will
要
not
你的
be any
心灵
merits.
清净，它自然
As
就产生
soon
功
as your
德。
heart is pure,
你的明点
merits
很
will
坚固，
naturally be generated.
而且住在你身体
So
里
when
面，
light
没有
drops
减
are
少。
robust
这个就是功德。
and staying inside your
佛
body,
教的功德超
does
越
not
一般世
decreasing,
俗的想法的功
does
德。
not decrease,
世俗
that
想法
would
的
be
功德是说
merits.
我建一个庙，
For the mundane people,
我出钱，
merits, they think that,
做一
oh,
些
by
善事，
building
我有功德。
temples,
我有
by
布施
donating
去救
money,
穷
I
人，
would gain
我有功
merits.
德。
Or
不是
by
这个功德。
helping the poor, I would
所
gain
以
merits.
佛
But
教所
that's
讲的
not the
功德是什么
merits
功德？
here.
你自
So
己
in
清净，
Buddhism, what are
就是
the
功德。
merits? When
你
you
帮助
are
别人清净，
purifying
发菩提
purifying
心，帮助
yourself,
别人清净，
then
就是
that's
功德。
merits. And if you're helping
你
others
做了很多
purifying
清净的事
themselves,
情，就是功德。
that would be merits. If you have
这
done a
佛教
lot
的
of
功德
pure
不同
things,
世俗的
then
功
that
德。
would be
这里
merits.
所讲的功德，
So
是
the
你
merits
修
in
行
Buddhist term
产生
and
的
for
功德，
mundane people are different.
是你把自己清净得到的功德。
So
这
the
才是
merits we are
真正
talking
的
about here
佛如来
is
的智慧的
by
功德。
purifying yourself. And this is a true merits by the Buddha's wisdom.
所以啊，你说，有人讲啊，宗教都是一样的，
So someone
为什么？
said that all
因为都
religions
是
are
叫
the
人家
same.
做善
Why?
事。
Because they all teach people
大
to
家
do
都会讲
good.
这一句话，
Everyone say
你来
this.
修法嘛，我不用修法啊，我
No,
做善
you
事
have
就
to
好
do
啊，因
your
为宗
tantric
教是一样
practice.
的，大家
Oh,
做
no
善事
need.
就对了。
You know, as
这
long
一
as I
句
do
话
good,
没
that's
错，
good enough. Because all religions
但是你只要
teach people to
信
do
仰儒
goods.
家、信仰孔子，
This is not
伦
wrong.
理道德都有了，
Because
这个是
by
功德。
being a
但是它
Confucian,
是人圣的佛教，
you
人
have
圣就是
integrity
说你
and
可以转世成
code
为
of
人，
conducts.
人圣的佛教。
But
你要
that's
当一个圣
only
人，
to make
你
you
要
being
重视
reincarnated
伦
as a
理跟道
human
德。我
being.
并不是叫大家不要重视伦理道德，要的，
So I'm
那
not
是一个基本。
telling you not
最重要的
to
是你
follow
把
the
自己
code of
身体修
conducts
清净了，
and to have
就
virtues.
是功德。
But
你帮助
in
别人，
Buddhism, by
身心都
purifying
清净，
yourselves,
那个
that
就是功
generate
德。
merits.
你
And
自
if you
己身
teach
心都清净
others
了，你
to
也是功
purify
德，
themselves, that would also
不是
generate
纯粹
merits.
做善事。
So
所以
they
讲做善
are
事
not
就是宗
only
教。
by doing
那么你
goods.
信仰孔子
Merits
就
are
可
not
以了。
just by doing goods.
学孔子的这个人
Because
圣
if all
做人的
religions
方
are
法，
just about doing goods, then you
道
can just
德伦理，
follow
就可以。
Confucius and
对，佛
just
教是
know
超
about
越这个，
the
超
code
越
of
人，
conduct and about
甚
the
至超越
virtues and
天
integrity.
28天的，一直到
But
达最
Buddhism,
高
you
的
can
境
go
界。所以那
beyond
一种
all
功
the
德是
28
最大的
heavens
功
and
德。
even higher.
你身心无垢，就是
And the
最大的
highest
功德。
realm, the
你
greatest
帮助人家
merit
身
is
心无
that
垢，
when
也是最
your
大的
body
功
and mind are uncontaminated. And if you help
所以
others to reach
大
that,
乐
that would also generate
光
great
明
merit.
实相，
So
解
great
我这里写
bliss,
实
clear light,
这三种接受现象会同
Real
时的出现。
form, or here I wrote real
你不能
existence,
贪大乐，
these
不
three
能贪
sensations can happen
你虽
simultaneously.
然会提明点，提
So not just great bliss. Although you can lift your light drops and you experience the greatest bliss of your life, that the channels keep trembling, this is bliss, but you still should not be attached to it or greedy for it. If you do, then the most you can reach is the heavenly realms of desire. And then if you reach the clear light state and your body generate light, then that would also be troublesome. Because if you attach to this clear light, you would only go to the heavenly realm of form. And then in meditation, you reach the emptiness and you don't generate bodhicitta, but you get attached to this emptiness, then you would just reach the small vehicle of the Sravakas. Wuxiangtian, if you go there, that's all you can reach. The heavenly realm of no thoughts. And most people thought that that would be nirvana, but that's not the case. Because there are more heavens above that, like the heavens of no return, and a lot of people thought that was the highest realm, but that's not the case. But you have to go beyond all the 28 heavens in order to reach the attainments of the arhatship, Sravakas, Bodhisattvas, and Buddhahood. So don't be attached to the great bliss, to the clear light, and to the emptiness. You have to go beyond all this before you can reach Buddhahood, to truly reach Buddhahood. These were intrinsically empty, but this kind of emptiness also has some existence, and it is everlasting and continually existing. And that is, the body gives rise to great bliss, the heart gives rise to clear light, and the mind or the thoughts gives rise to clear emptiness, no thoughts. And the heart can generate luminosity, gives rise to clear light, and the body, physical body, can give rise to the great bliss. These are all real. All these phenomena and sensations came from qi channels and light drops. And each experience is different depending on the causes and conditions, whether they're big or small, the sequence of the occurrences. And whether they're deep or not, so some people would experience great bliss, but they have not gained enlightenment. And some people gain enlightenment, but they don't experience anything. And some people experience clear light, but they don't have the experience of great bliss or about emptiness. So this is not necessarily the case. As a spiritual cultivator, we should know about the sensations, but it is best not to get hung up on them. Do not be misled, do not be attached to it, otherwise will fall into its traps, and it would be hard to progress. So if you get attached to the sensations of the bliss or the clear light or emptiness, then it would be hard to progress. The key points are not these sensations of the body, but the key points are on the heart, are the purity of the body, speech, and mind. So the key points are not on the sensations on the body, on the heart, on the mind, but it's on the purity of the body, speech, and mind. And this is the fruition of the purity of the self-nature, which is the consciousness of uncontaminated purity.
有多方面的解释，你们才能够清楚。
So for Buddha Dharma, sometimes we need many different ways to explain before you can understand. Someone was noticing the change in their physical body, and A asked B, how's my figure? And then B said, not bad. And then B said, no, you lied to me because my boyfriend said that I have no waist. And then A said, and then A said, how come he said you have no waist? You have such a big waist. So the waist is very large. How could he say that you have no waist? Sometimes in America we see a lot of fat women. In Taiwan we often said, whether we are rich or poor, it is best to marry a woman for the new year. And there was a man who was saying that, and there was a fat lady next to him and said, oh, why don't you marry me? And when the woman checked on her and then said, oh, I don't want to celebrate New Year this year. Fat women are quite credible.
要讲解佛经啊，要讲解佛经，告诉大家。
In expounding or explaining a Buddhist sutra,
我们是这样子认为。
In my opinion, if you have not reached Bodhisattvahood, at least the first ground of Bodhisattvahood, you are not qualified to talk about the Buddhist sutra. Because each sutra is very great and very precious. If you just expound it as you like, then you bring down the preciousness of the sutra. Only someone who has reached Bodhisattvahood can expound on the Buddhist sutra. There was a joke. A teacher asked the students to draw something they like. And there was a student who didn't know what to draw, and so he took a look at the other students. And there was a student who took a black ink and paint the whole white piece of paper, so on both sides, and they are all in black. And so that student asked him, what are you painting there? And the other student answered, seaweed. Master Lian Miao is good at painting. His paintings, her paintings of the past was very good. She painted tigers, all kinds of animals. And she follows the Ningnan school. And she's a disciple of Yang Sansen of the Ningma school, Ningnan school. And after a period of time, she changed to paint abstract paintings. Now I don't understand. I also paint abstract paintings. I only understand my own paintings, but I don't understand her paintings. Abstract painting is you change the forms. It's like a transformers. And Buddha Dharma, or Buddhist teaching, some cannot be put into words. Truly. And then what should you do? Then you transform it. So once you transform it, that is the true Buddha Dharma. Because you cannot talk about it directly. So other than the Bodhisattva, at the first level, they cannot talk about the sutra.
美国的博物馆邀请莲妙上师去参展。
So there's a museum in America asked Master Lien Miao to exhibit for an exhibition.
国际机场，桃园国际机场。
And when you go to the Taoyuan International Airport,
第二航厦的出境的地
on
方
Terminal 2, at the
高高的这个
gate there, there would be 2 paintings.
差不多挂的对，看不。不过你到第二航厦
on Terminal 2,
地方啊，莲妙上师有2幅
on
很大
the
的抽象画挂在那，
arrival
那是莲妙上师。
area, there are
所有
2
进这个
departure.
出入境的人都会看到他的这2幅画。
On the gates there, and
他是
then
国际的
there
画
are
家，国际
2
画家。
huge paintings of Master Lien Miao.
师
So
尊想要把那个
she's internationally acclaimed.
放在桃园国际机场，
And
挂在桃
Grandmaster,
园国际机场，没有人
even
要。
if Grandmaster wants to hang
第一
Grandmaster's paintings at the
画的
Taoyuan
程度
International Airport,
不一
nobody
定
wants
可以挂在那里。
because I may
也
not
没有关
be,
系，
may not
没
qualify.
有关系的。
But second,
没
I
有
don't
关系的
care.
第三个，
And
还有
third,
这个国际机场那里面的头啊，国际机场里面的头
because it
点
still
头
have to
同
be
意你才能够挂。
nodded.
这个
The
是
the man in charge
很
of
重
the
要。
airport had to nod his
佛
head.
法是这样子，
So,
就是一个抽象。
but Buddha Dharma is like an abstract
你看
painting.
佛经哦，
When
你以
you
为
read
佛
the
经写的这样
Bodhisattva,
就是这样吗？
You think because they
很
write
深
it this
很
way,
深的，
that's the
它有
way?
很深的
No,
奥
but
义
it
在
has a
里面。
very profound
你一
meaning
定
to
要
it.
出地菩萨一样才能
You
够解释
have
佛
to
经。
be a first
所以你不
ground
要看了说，哎，我
bodhisattva
看得懂，
in order to
你就赶
understand
快
the
解释佛经，
Bodhisattva.
那是
Don't
错
think
的。
that you understand and then you try to explain it. That's wrong.
所以你讲佛法最高的法是什么法？
So what is the highest Dharma
如来的
in
智
Buddha
慧，
Dharma is
真正的
wisdom,
佛法，
is the wisdom of the
是第一要
Tathagata.
义，是真
That's the
正的佛
true Buddha Dharma.
法。没有
That's
第
the
一要
ultimate
义的佛
truth.
法，
Without the ultimate
都是
truth
次
of
的。
the Buddha Dharma, everything is secondary.
做人的方法，做善事的
The
方
way
法，
to be a
如
good
何是
person,
对治的方
the
法，
way
都
to
是次等。
do good
第一要
things,
义才是真
how
正
to
的佛法，
counter
才是如
things.
来的智慧。我们
The ultimate
信
truth, the true
佛
meaning,
学佛，主
that's
要是
the
学
wisdom of
如来的智
Tathagata.
慧。
So studying
那其
Buddhism,
他
most
的
importantly,
东西，
is to learn the
不能讲
wisdom of the
垃圾啦，
Tathagata.
有时
And
候
the
是安慰
rest
品，
are, we cannot
有
say
时候
that
是
they're
蛋糕，
garbage. Some
给
we
你
can
吃的，
say they're
有时候是冰激凌，
tranquilizer,
啊，
sometimes they're
给这
cakes,
个
ice creams.
给谁吃啊？
For who?
啊，给慧经上师吃的。
For Master Huijun.
那天他一直坐着，就没有开口。师母在旁边讲，
She was sitting
她想要
there
吃冰激凌，
and didn't say anything. And then Simu said she
她看着
wants
我
to
的
eat
脸，
ice cream.
一脸
And
的
she
渴望
looked
的
at
样子。
me full of
我说好
desire.
了，
And I
去
said,
吃冰激凌，
okay, go ahead.
去拿冰激凌，一次给我吃5只，
And I told her, you should eat 5 at the same
她就去
sitting.
拿了1只回来。
And she
哦，
took
就打
one
开就
and
拼
came
命吃
down.
那冰
And
激
she
凌，
ate really
吃完
quickly.
了，就
And
看着
then
我的脸，
and then she
就
looked
知
at
道
my face again.
去拿
And
第
I
2只
knew.
吧。
I said, go get the
啊，
second
又去
one.
拿第2只来，
And then she went
又
and
又
took
吃
the
第2只
second
冰
one.
激凌。怪不得你的身材会变成这样。
No wonder your physics is like that.
这个，所以讲解佛经，你必须要明心见性。
So in order to explain
你
or
有了悟
expound
境，
the
你
Buddha
才能够
Sutra,
解释佛
you
经。
have to
你
gain
叫你背心
enlightenment
经，
first.
你就
You
是背
have to have the
观自在
enlightenment stage. To ask you to recite the Heart Sutra, you can do it. You can recite the whole sutra, but you don't understand what it is saying. The Diamond Sutra, you also don't know what it's talking about. If you say that the Tathagata give Dharma teaching, then you're slandering the Buddha. But the Buddha did give Dharma teaching. Why did it say that if you say that the Buddha gave Dharma teaching, you're slandering the Buddha? But don't we still reciting Amitabha Buddha, and we still pray to the Bodhisattva to ask for this, please cure my sicknesses. So if you use your physical body to ask from me, then you are performing evil deeds. So what does it mean? So you have to let go the Buddha Dharma. So moreover, the non-Buddha Dharma. So what does it mean? You have to be able to explain it. So the Buddhist sutras, like the Diamond Sutra, if you have not gained enlightenment, you cannot talk about it or explain it to the public. If you do, then you are taking down the preciousness of the sutras. So the most important thing is to understand the profound meaning of the sutras. Om Mani Padme Hum.